Hello everybody, my name is Ryan and today we're doing a sketches tour. To start off with, we have a Canson XL mixed media sketchbook. It is 11 by 14, and to start we have a self-portrait. Then we move on to a collage of animals, some of which are up on my Redbubble, and Joshua Balls and Ryan Sikowski, as well as a boat with a deer on it, because things on Discord. Then we move on to a bearded vulture, another self-portrait, and Chris Motionless from Motionless in White. Then another self-portrait. A snot eel and a thylacine. One is gouache, one is watercolor, then pencil sketches of a Carneotaurus, and then another dino that I don't know the name of, as well as Ricky Horror on the other page. He is from Motionless in White as well. Then we have My Girl Painite, who is a snake, and the doggo that you see on both sides because I wanted to flesh it out, as well as the curls from Hollywood Undead. Next, we're moving on to a mixed media sketchbook that I made. It is made out of 180-pound hot press Strathmore 400 series mixed media paper. The weight is wrong. But we are starting off with a gaboon and a hummingbird. Then we move on to a shitty thing and a hawk of some kind, I believe. Then an elk and Johnny Three Cheers from Hollywood Undead. Then we have a greater kudu and a lesser kudu. Blank pages because those are for sale. Then we have a red-flanked duker, I'm not sure how to say it, and a cob, both of which are again for sale. Then we move on to a puppy from Tumblr. Didn't turn out very well. And then we have a character of mine. I call them skin babies. It's a very bad representation of them. And a terror bird. And that is it. Next, this is on Honeybee paper. Honeybee Company paper. It is a watercolor paper that is 140 pounds. This is just me testing it out, this first one. I haven't really done much on it. This is Chris Motionless from Motionless in White. It did not turn out very well, obviously. And then on the back, we have an aardwolf, I believe is how it's said. Then we have a reptile from the reptile house at the Sacramento Zoo. And a doggo I found on Tumblr again. I believe it's a greyhound. Next, we have another sketchbook made by me. It is made with 110-pound cardstock, and on the first page is a friend of mine, Ray. I don't know his current Tumblr. Then we have Jay from Hollywood Undead, which didn't turn out, and a puppy from Tumblr. Johnny Three Cheers from Hollywood Undead that didn't turn out. So we're trying to get the pose down, and we have the beginning of the four-legged skin babies. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do their feet. There are some of the humanoid skin babies. The darker one is Alpha, the other one is Ace. Some silly ones. The one on the right is from a reference. Then we have Zeus and Baxter. Zeus is the only one that I am working on. More Zeus. Just trying to get used to him. Just some randos. Angel, I was trying to work on him, and more Ace. That didn't turn out. I did this with some gouache and it didn't work out very well. Shit for Subnautica, eyes, and a snake. That is a pose that I've seen My Girl Painite. She is a Colombian red-tailed boa. It's just a pose I've seen her do when she's coming back down from checking out the screen tops of her cage. And we have a Arctic fox, I believe is what it was, and then a skull that didn't turn out, and my baby Pootie. Then a skull that I wanted to do a study kind of for a different thing. I don't have the skill set to do it yet, but it's a start. Then there's I don't know what they're called, but they're used to reload bullets. My dad has one. It was just a still life thing. Yeah, that's what it's called. And some skin babies. Or a skin baby. An American snapping turtle and an eye. Both references were found on Google. A very thin man in another thing. Another thin, I think, female, and then a cat named Indy that's from one of my mom's works. One of the houses she works at. And we have a seagull, 2 sea lions? Seals, and then a sea lion. Another seagull and a goat. The seagulls, sea lion, and seals were from photos I referenced from a friend of mine, and then the goat was just a random photo I found. Same with this elk, and then a pose was put in Discord. And then we have a blue heron and a little thing I did for a friend of mine because he just came back on Tumblr. That is the end of that one. Now this one is another sketchbook I made. It is a mix of 3 papers, I believe. It has Canson XL mixed media paper. It has Strathmore 500 hot press mixed media paper. That is 300 pounds. And then Strathmore 400 series watercolor paper that is 140. So this is a plain colored Amazon parrot. These are all from the Sacramento Zoo up until the skin babies. A Red River hog, Eastern bongo, an African lion's butt, and then a greater roadrunner, and then a skin baby. It's one of the better ones, though his arm is very long. And then another one on the back that I referenced from another photo. A leopard gecko that didn't turn out, and another skin baby that I was just fucking around with. Now these are loose leaves. I believe this is on the Strathmore 400 series 180 pound hot press watercolor or mixed media paper. Don't quote me on that. It feels a bit thin for that. But I did Ryan Shikowski from Motionless in White, because I want to do a portrait of him to put up on Redbubble, but I'm having issues. Then we have another skin baby on the same paper Ryan was on. A knobbed hornbill that was from that sketchbook before, but fell out. And a rhino hornbill. Now we are in a Strathmore 400 tone tan sketchbook. There's a study, and then a skin baby, another study, then a friend of mine. Another study, then Jarrell Decker's mask. He's from Hollywood Undead, and that's from the Bad End AU by my boyfriend. Triple portrait, then Dylan, then another study, then Officer George, and a skin baby. Skin baby's Jarrell. Drill again, because he's really easy for me to draw and paint. Skin Baby, then a joke from Discord again. An OC of a friend of mine's, and then another study, and then a joke from Tumblr. This is just a random sketchbook. It's super small. That was Dylan Averas from Hollywood Undead, Danny Morello from Hollywood Undead. This is The Curls from Hollywood Undead, Drill Decker from Hollywood Undead, Shady Jeff, who was in Hollywood Undead but is no longer, Johnny Three Cheers from Hollywood Undead, Charlie Scene from Hollywood Undead, Aaron Ehrlichman Deuce, who was but is no longer in Hollywood Undead, Dylan Averas from Hollywood Undead, Danny Morello from Hollywood Undead. This is a study, but it was based off George. Another Dylan. Danny again, but he looks like Gadget. If you know who Deuce is, then you know who he is. George. Charlie Scene from Hollywood Undead. A bat that I don't remember the name of, and then that was just because I wanted to look up a butterfly that I saw. And that is it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.